Dandavat pranams. Hope you are all safe and well in the time of this global pandemic of the coronavirus. I'll just give you a quick update about how things are going here in Shri Radhe Kunj, Bhaktabandav, Vrindavan Dham. Actually, today we found out that a lot of the local temples are restricting darshan or entirely stopping all darshans and festival kind of events for the public. Prem Mandir, Banki Bihari, other mandirs we've heard, they're starting to restrict the darshan to the devotees, but here in Radha Kunj, Prabhuji has told us to continue all our programs without concern. Actually, there's a verse in the Bhagavatam that says, fear personified runs in fear from that person who is chanting the holy names of the Lord. So actually, this is the method to be free of concern about the effect of the virus for you, your immediate family. There's a verse in the Bhagavatam also that says, Ayur haradivai punsam udyanastan chayanaso. By the rising and setting of the sun and the moon, the lifespan of all beings is being diminished. And ultimately, we're all going into the mouths of death. At the time of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna revealed this when he revealed his universal form, and Arjuna exclaimed, I see all beings, all the warriors on both sides of the field appear to be rushing into your mouths. Some are even getting stuck in your teeth. He was seeing the Lord in his form as time personified. Krishna said, Kalosmi lokakshaya krit pravritto. Time I am, the destroyer of all worlds. And for those who have no faith in God, it's said that God reveals himself to them at the time of death as Kal, Mahakal, death personified. So really, if you want to be free of fear in this present pandemic of the coronavirus, then the best method is chanting Harinam Sankirtan in Sadhu Sangha, saintly association. And then it is also said in the Sastra, the Mare Krishna Rake Krishna Mare Ke. If Krishna wants to kill you, meaning if it is your time to die, nothing can save you. And yet if Krishna wants to protect you, nothing can harm you. We see Prahlad Maharaj, he was constantly absorbed in chanting the Lord's holy names. Therefore, even though his father tried to kill him in so many different ways, throwing him from cliff tops, trying to get him trampled by mad elephants, trying to feed him poison, have him killed by many weapons, put in a pit of venomous serpents, still Prahlad Maharaj was unaffected. Even his aunt Holika took him in her lap and tried to burn him in a fire in a temple. So we see even that could not harm Prahlad. Prahlad also appeared in the Kali Yuga age, the present age, as Haridas Thakur, and he was constantly chanting the Lord's holy names, even when the Muslims were trying to beat and kill him as punishment for turning or apostasy, becoming a Hindu, because by birth he was a Muslim. Still, even though they beat him in 22 marketplaces and all his flesh was being flayed off, still he was constantly chanting the holy names and he was completely without any pain or harm, meaning he could not be killed. So if we want to be protected, then constantly chanting Harinam is the method. We see actually here in Radha Kunj, right now, since actually some months, every day there's like 7 classes going on a day. Gopananda Banmarj, morning class, evening class. Krishna Kurnipu has 2 classes, like study groups, Jaiva Dharma, other books. We're having our Shloka class with the boys, Shastika and Vedanta Sutra starting. Prabhuji has class, obviously. And then the ladies are also having kirtan in class with their group. The Ganga Matas are here, and the other brahmacharinis here, they also do their own kirtan. So there's like 7 classes. Besides that, from the morning time, before Mangalarti, before 4, then all the way through the morning bhajans, there's kirtan. Then immediately after the breakfast, there's more class in kirtan. After noon arti, there's Harinam Sankirtan, 2:30, sometimes 3 before, now 2:30. Then the devotees go take Mahaprasadam at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, there's kirtan starts. Then from 5 p.m., there's more kirtan. Then 6 p.m., more class. Then 7 p.m., arti. Then after arti, immediately more kirtan. Class again, Prabhuji. Then again, kirtan, sayan arti. Until 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. So from 4 a.m. and even earlier, 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m. until 10 p.m., kirtan and harikatha is going on in Shri Radhe Kunj. Therefore, Prabhuji says there's no need to worry. Prabhuji said, even if we get sick, then if we are chanting the Lord's holy names, then happily we can even give up our lives. We're not concerned. That is in the Lord's hands. If he desires to take us, then let him take us. that is not our worry, actually. We're more worried about separation from the Vaishnavas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Radharamanan, what is the greatest sadness? He said, Vaishnava viraha duk. The sadness of the separation from Vaishnavas, that is the greatest kind of misery in this world, the greatest danger in this world. So that's why we see in the songs like when we sing Jayanila Premadan. At that time, the devotees pray, Opasana kitibo mata anale pasibo. I will bang my head upon a rock and kill myself, or I will enter into fire if I cannot get the association of the followers of Mahaprabhu. So we see the mood of the Vaishnavas. If they can't have sadhu sangha, they feel like I should give up my life. In this song he sings, oh, I will bang my head against a rock and kill myself, or I will enter into fire if I cannot get the association of Mahaprabhu's own Nijagan, his own dear followers. So this is the mood of the Vaishnavas. So we're not so much concerned here. We're having prasad where we're feeding. Now, since the situation is more difficult in Vrindavan, it's more closed down, then we have even more people coming than before, actually. You can see there's 2-3 batches of prasadam filled up the whole double hall. So in this way, like 1,000 people, and then also we're distributing prasad outside. Today, Prabhuji made a huge feast for Srivas Pandit's appearance, serving thousands of devotees Mahaprasadam. So everyone comes and is joining in the Sankirtan, and they feel free from all kinds of concern. Before the time of Srila Gurudev's sickness pastime, Prabhuji recommended everyone should come together and chant Harinam Sankirtan. So if you're in your home, or if you're in devotee communities, if you may stay isolated so you don't spread, materially don't spread it, take care of your hands, wash your hands, follow the basic things to keep yourself safe from this time. But ultimately, the most powerful medicine is this tonic of the Krishna Nam, Krishna Katha. Chanting the holy names, hearing Hari Katha, this protects you. And even if you do get sick, this should be this is our life path, this is our sadhana. Incessantly engaging in Harinam Sankirtan and Harikatha Shravanam. This is protecting us from all kinds of fear. So this is one kind of karuna. Actually, like for another example, the time of eclipse, sun or moon eclipse is described to be very inauspicious for ordinary people who have no connection to Sri Hari, Krishna, because that time is the mode of ignorance, and this mode of darkness can enter within you at that time and pollute your mind, contaminate your consciousness, and lead you into sinful activities. But for the Vaishnavas, for the devotees, we see that time is very auspicious because it inspires us all to come together and perform Nam Sankirtan. Like at the time of Mahaprabhu's appearance, there was an eclipse. Everyone was performing Nam Sankirtan. So actually, for us, for the devotees, everything is auspicious. Kunti Devi once prayed to Krishna, oh, vipada shantu tatra jagadguru bhavatayat darshanam yat apunar bhavadarshanam. Oh Krishna, I pray, let these calamities that have come upon me and my family come again and again, because by that calamities coming upon me, then I think of you, and I'm having your darshan, and therefore I will not have bhava samsara darshan. I will not have any kind of fear in this world of again cycling in this birth and death in material existence. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj said, we should not so much be concerned about these material calamities that are coming naturally according to the due course of karmic cycles. He makes this example that what is happening now is just like a dot, a point on a line. And that line is in a plane, and that plane is in a solid, and that's going along in infinite space and time. It's just one little point of time. We explained this before. Mahavishnu, in one inhalation and exhalation, the entire cosmic creation is being withdrawn and expanding. When he inhales, the entire cosmic creation is being withdrawn into the body of Lord Vishnu, the causal Lord. And when he exhales, the entire manifestation of creation, of material existence, manifests again. And this way, millions of cycles are going on just during the breath cycle of the cosmic Lord Vishnu. So this moment in time, whether there are wars, whether these kinds of virus pandemics, it helps us actually realize and understand we are not this body, and we should try to overcome material bodily consciousness. Fear comes because we are afraid, because we are considering this body to be the self. But when we know we are the soul, Atma, and Krishna teaches us in the Gita, Nainang Chindanti Shastrani, Dahati Pavaka, Nachainang Klidyanti Apo, Nashosyati Maruta. The soul cannot be cut, dried, burnt, blown away by the wind. Nothing can harm the soul. Nothing material can touch the spiritual soul. Therefore, Krishna says, Najayate mrite vakarachinayang bhutva bhavata vanabuya sosyata mritite vakarachinayang bhutva bhavata vanabuya. The soul cannot be harmed. That when that person who thinks that the body, when you kill the body, the soul is harmed, that person is a fool. In the very beginning of the Gita, Krishna says, Arjuna, you think you are so wise and learned, but you're actually speaking like a very foolish person because of your own cowardice. He says, now you are he says you are like a coward and like a eunuch. Krishna calls Arjuna a eunuch because he's lamenting for the body, not identifying with the soul. So actually Gurudev would say fear arises because of misidentification of the self. Bhayam tutiya abhiniveshatashyat ishat apitasya vipardiya smitu tanmayato buddhabhajetam bhaktya kesham Gurudeva tatma. Fear, bhayam tutiya abhinivesh, comes from dvitiya abhinivesh, secondary consciousness, meaning not applying your consciousness in its primary direction of the true nature of the self. Instead, you're thinking that I am this body, and what is in relation what is in relation to this body, that is mine, and therefore, or something, if that comes into any kind of sense of harm, then I'll be very afraid. These are the four tendencies of living entities: ahar, bhai, nidra, maitunancha, eating, mating, sleeping, and fearing, bhaya. But when we get out of Maya illusion, then we'll no longer fear. So Krishna says how to get out of Maya illusion, Bhayam Dutiya Abhinivesh. How to get out of this secondary consciousness of identification with the material body, then Gurudeva Tatma. Bhaktyai Kesham Gurudeva Tatma. By the development of pure bhakti yoga, this pure devotional sentiment and activities. Then when you do that completely in alignment with the heart or the moods and desires of a liberated soul, someone who's a transcendental associated with the Lord himself, a real genuine guru, then by becoming Gurudeva Tatma, one at heart with that genuine Sri Guru, then you cross over all kinds of fear, you cross over material existence itself. So this is our method to escape the dangers of the coronavirus. Thanks for watching. Hare Krishna.